Up next on KUJH, more on how KU administration and students are dealing with FAFSA changes.
Coming up, Baskin-Robbins opened its first location in Lawrence.
And stay tuned to hear about KU Running Club's success in Illinois.
Live from the studio in Stauffer Flint at the University of Kansas, you're watching KUJH News.
Welcome back to KUJH News. I'm Brock Niemeyer.
And I'm Emily Sutter. The free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA, has undergone a change in the way families and students complete the form. But while the new system is meant to be easier, it's not been an easy change for parents, spouses, and students trying to apply for aid. FAFSA forms are used by colleges, states, and other entities to determine aid programs and award scholarships. The key difference this year is that the form you fill out is based on who you are. Your role, whether student, parent, or spouse, determines which questions and information you will see. But with that change comes complications, according to Leah Nicholson, Associate Director of Financial Aid.
Hear that?
Yep.
Okay.
Nicholson believes that despite these rough patches, this new form will be much easier and a better experience for those filling it out. This year's application dates were delayed due to the form needing extra time to get up and running, meaning the form wasn't due until February 15th. Due to those delays, the U.S. Department of Education says colleges aren't receiving information until mid-March, and that means families and students have to wait to find out what aid they will receive.
Well, Emily, the weather has been all over the place this week.
Yes, Brock, I was outside 2 mornings ago when it was 70 degrees, and then at night, there was snow on the ground.
KUJH's Ashton Rizzo has our first look at the weather.
We are taking a look outside at the live cameras right now. Lots of blue skies across all of our areas. We have Manhattan with lots of blue skies and sunshine peeking through. Right here is our Lawrence camera. And as you can see in our Topeka and Emporia cameras as well, just lots of sunshine, blue skies today, but it is going to be a windy day. As you can see with our satellite and radar, we're just staying clear. No cloud coverage really for today, but like I said, it will be windy. Those temperatures aren't quite as warm as they were to start the week off with. We're at 50 degrees right now here in Lawrence. We're at 50 over in Olathe, 51 in Topeka. Overall, though, we're just going to warm up into those mid-50s as we have these winds straight out of the south today at 16 miles per hour, gusting up to 25 miles per hour. It will be a breezy day as these wind gusts are blowing, and we are in this red flag warning in effect today from 10 a.m. through 8 p.m. tonight. So just be mindful with dry conditions and strong wind gusts. We are in effect for this red flag warning and burning conditions for today, but we'll talk more about this coming up.
Thanks for that, Ashton. We look forward to hearing more from you soon.
Last week, KUJH's Bryn Drummond reported on the upcoming implementation of Lawrence's bag ban, which goes into effect tomorrow, March 1st. Yesterday, the city released a statement on how to prepare for the new city ordinance. Anyone in need of a reusable bag can stop by the free and family-friendly City of Lawrence Bag Bash happening this Saturday, March 2nd from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Lawrence Public Library. You can also donate your clean and gently used reusable bags or decorate your own tote bag for a chance to win a prize. More information on the ordinance, including what is exempt, is available at plasticfreelawrence.org.
While Lawrence transitions into using reusable bags, a recent lawsuit against the company behind the wildly popular Stanley Cups has raised questions and concerns for the reusable water bottle market. KUJH's Savannah Meyer is in studio with more on the lawsuit.
Thanks, Brock. The popular water tumbler brand, Stanley, has had quite the controversial week. Since 2019, the Stanley brand has gained popularity from their Quencher 2.0 tumblers. These tumblers allegedly contain toxic amounts of lead, leading to the brand receiving 2 class action lawsuits in the past week.
No way! Yeah!
Screams, tears, waiting in the freezing cold, fights, and arrests, all over a Stanley Cup. No, not that Stanley Cup. This one. The Stanley Quencher took off and took over on social media. Users proudly showing off collections. Limited editions are selling out in minutes. But for over a century, the Stanley brand targeted men. Today, their success is with influencers and TikTok moms. The company's key demo, now women. Introducing lighter colors, it's now a fashion accessory. The company doesn't do much advertising. Their consumers do it for them. That insatiable need to own one has sent the company's revenue soaring from $70 million in 2019 to $750 million last year. But with that success comes scrutiny. Just as fast as a group of TikTok moms put Stanley on the map,
and I'm divorcing my Stanley.
concerns over lead in the cups spread across social feeds. Some TikTokers allegedly found small traces of lead by using at-home lead tests. But for some, the popularity may already be waning.
I mean, it's a water bottle. Like, I remember when the hydro flasks were like the fad. I feel like a lot of people will buy them and then the hype will go down.
Their competitor Hydro Flask made a hit at Stanley through an Instagram post, as Hydro Flask reassures consumers that their vacuum sealing process is lead-free. Following the lawsuit, Stanley confirmed it using lead in its manufacturing process. The company claims its product contained traces of lead at the base. It's covered by the stainless steel to ensure consumers are safe from the lead exposure. Back to you, Brock.
Thanks, Savannah. Just as Stanley Cups are a staple among college students, the accessibility of Narcan kits is becoming increasingly important on campuses nationwide, potentially saving lives in critical situations. Kansas is the latest state to receive vending machines with naloxone, commonly known as Narcan, through the Developing Caring Communities Committed to Action, a nonprofit organization that provides safety and health resources to communities upon request. Narcan is an antidote and reversal agent to opioid drugs. It is commonly administered by being sprayed into the nasal cavity or directly injected into the bloodstream. Chief Community Officer Chrissy Mayer shares the impact of the new vending machines.
The naloxone is free in the vending machine, so all folks have to do is enter their zip code, and then it'll dispense free product for them. The beauty of these machines is they're available 24/7. That's why we place them outside. So it was really important for us that people could get them anytime, anywhere.
You can find the vending machines at Lawrence Transit Central Station, located on Bob Billings and Crestline Drive, or by the DCCCA office on 23rd Street. Tune in next week as we explore how efforts to enhance accessibility to Narcan kits may be playing a crucial role in saving lives. We will be right back after the break.
Coming up on KUJH, I'm here at the newly opened Baskin-Robbins location in Lawrence, here to tell you how this classic ice cream joint is mixing it up.
Welcome back to KUJH.
Ashton joins us live from Capitol Federal Hall to give us a look into the weather.
Of the west currently, we are getting up into the middle 50s for today, but we'll really start warming up when it comes to Saturday and Sunday, back into the 60s, 70s, and then getting close to even the 80s for many of us. But we'll talk more about this coming up.
Thanks, Ashton. Despite the cooler temperatures, one thing that never changes is Lawrence's love of ice cream.
So what if you had the chance to win free ice cream for a year? Well, the newly opened Baskin-Robbins location is hoping this offer entices customers to come enjoy what they have to offer. KUJH's Cameron McCrory tells us what the new store has to offer.
Inside the new Baskin-Robbins, you can see the same classic ice cream flavors, but you get a whole new building feel. The store, located at 23rd and Oostall, opened on February 7th and has received a positive reception from the community ever since. Gary Patel, the store's manager, explains why Lawrence was the perfect place for the new location.
Well, because there's a lot of students here and plus a lot of community, so we know, so a lot of kids love the Baskin ice cream, so that's what we decided.
Ice cream is a staple dessert for many college students, and now Baskin-Robbins is offering special rewards to its customers. They will have a grand opening celebration on March 23rd, and the first 15 customers will get the chance to earn free ice cream once a week for a year. This store marks the beginning of a new modern look for the company.
Baskin is make the completely new design style right now, so there used to be different designs. right now it's a modern style design they updated. So that's what we did. This is like this location we opened is a different design, new design for the Inspire brand company.
The Lawrence location is the first store in the Kansas City market test running Baskin-Robbins' new design, which includes expanded cozy seating, sleek colors, and a larger open layout. Patel said that there are plans to open more locations in the KC area that will follow this look. For the chance to win free ice cream for a year, make sure to stop by Baskin-Robbins at their grand opening celebration on March 23rd. I know I will be. For KUJH, I'm Cameron McCrory.
Thanks, Cameron. I'm going to have to head to that new location to check out their flavors.
I'm with you on that one, Brock. One of my favorite flavors is coffee ice cream, and I'm hoping Baskin-Robbins will have that one. Speaking of coffee, later on KUJH News, we'll hear what KU students have to say about their favorite coffee spots around Lawrence.
Ashton is back with us in studio to give us a full weather update.
And we are taking a look at our temperatures across the central and Midwest plains right now. We are in the 50s already here for Lawrence, but just further to the north of us, they are still hanging out in those lower 40s, much chillier than we did start the week off with temperatures in the 70s, and then we had 70s and snow all in the same day on Tuesday. However, though, our temperatures are a little more calm for today. 56 degrees will be our high. We do have this red flag warning in place for today with mostly sunny conditions, and today's actually a leap day, so happy leap year to all of us. This is a look at our red flag warnings as they are in place for all of our counties. Be mindful that this is in place until tonight at 8 p.m. So with this comes the concerns for wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour, that low humidity in our air. We're not holding too much moisture with just 14 to 20% in our humidity for today. And then the impacts for this red flag warning is the fire concerns. Fires can spread very rapidly with this, so just be mindful if you have any burning plans for today. This is a look at our forecast for tonight, 37 degrees. We do have a 20% chance of precipitation for tonight, and then tomorrow back into the 60s, 60 degrees but breezy. Winds out of the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting up to 25 miles per hour, so it will be a breezy day. This is a look at that precipitation very quickly passing through Lawrence tonight, giving us that 20% chance of precipitation, but then clearing out very quickly for the rest of the week. And this is a look at our temperatures. We are going to be well above that average mark on Saturday and Sunday, even hitting into the 80s. Average typically here is 50 degrees for this time of year. This is a look at that extended forecast for us. Temperatures are in the 50s and then jumping into the 60s, even 70s, and then 80s before they begin to cool off back into a more seasonable routine.
Thanks for that, Ashton.
According to the most recent study by Feeding America in 2021, there are around 11,930 people in Lawrence currently facing food insecurity. In order to help fight this issue, KU students are getting involved. The KU Community Garden, or sometimes referred to as the KU Gardening Club, uses a shared greenhouse space on campus to grow plants and vegetables for the local community. I got to visit with staff members and students at the Community Garden open house, where they showed me how this garden truly supports a good cause. The KU Gardening Club is an organization on campus that teaches students how to properly garden. With their open house planting session, students can come learn what it takes to make vegetables grow. The organization seeks to get students involved in the planting process by providing soil, pots, and different seeds of vegetables and herbs. Students came to find out the basics of gardening.
This is my first time at Garden Club, and so we got to plant our own seeds that will start sprouting, and then so we got to plant our own, and then we got to help the community garden as well. And then they said they'll start sprouting, and then we'll plant them in the garden around May.
The open house is for all KU students, regardless of gardening experience. Reb Bryant, president of the KU Community Garden, spoke to me about the impact of their garden.
My role in this is making sure, everyone's having a good time, and also getting gardeners for the season, and starting up these plants that we're eventually going to harvest from and donate to Just Food Kansas.
Just Food Kansas operates as a food bank in Douglas County, providing the community with fresh produce, meat and dairy products, and pantry items. Students left the greenhouse knowing the seeds they planted will all go toward a community mission.
I'm also learning, how to organize events like this, how to organize folks who maybe not are all out there at the same time, but we all have the same goal.
Because of their partnership with Just Food, events like this can help students see the vegetables they grow actually impact the Lawrence community. Being in the bright, beautiful greenhouse is really uplifting. I now feel inspired to make my own garden. Brock, have you ever planted vegetables or gardened before?
You know, I have not, and I think I'm going to go ahead and leave that to the gardeners. After a short break, we'll head over to Carson for all the sports we have going on this week.
Stay tuned for KUJH Sports, where we'll be focused on senior night for the men's and women's basketball squads, the rivalry on the rink, and the Big 12 Swim and Dive Championships. We'll be right back.
Missed the bus again?
Yeah.
You should download My Bus Lawrence. You can see when buses are arriving here, and you can also see where the buses are in Lawrence.
Wow, okay.
Download the My Bus Lawrence app today.
Welcome back to KUJH Sports. I'm Carson Shea. A variety of Jayhawk sports had a busy week with more to come over the weekend. Kansas football announced some huge news yesterday. Head coach Lance Leipold has signed a new deal to bump his annual salary to over $7 million annually. The new contract makes Leipold a top 3 highest paid coach in the Big 12, as he has completely changed KU football in his time in Lawrence.
And it shows that this department and university are serious about our football program. But I think also hand in hand, I think we've been able to see what it's been able to do for our campus, our community, and different things as we move forward.
Additionally, the annual spring showcase for the Jayhawks is being held on April 12th at Rock Chalk Park with the booth under construction. The game will host scrimmages and fun festivities to get fans excited for what is anticipated to be one of the best seasons in the team's history. The Big 12 Swimming and Diving Championships began in Morgantown, West Virginia this week. On Tuesday, 4 Jayhawks, Leslie Sisung, Ryan Johnston, Lydia Lafferty, and Caroline Blake put the team in scoring position after placing 4th in the 200 medley relay. Yesterday, the Jayhawks were led by the divers. 6 girls had lifetime bests throughout the day, and Kansas currently sits in 7th place after the first 2 days of action. The women's basketball team caused havoc on Sunday when they upset number 10 ranked Kansas State in Allen Fieldhouse. The Sunflower Showdown came down to the wire, with the Jayhawks ending the game on an 11-4 run, led by Samaya Nichols and Holly Kerskeeter. Last night, the team faced off against UCF in Orlando, where Tiana Jackson led the Jayhawks to a 65-58 victory. Jackson had almost half of Kansas' total points with a career-high 29-point triple-double. Now the Jayhawks have won 7 of their last 8 games, heading into senior night with a 17-11 record. Keeping it on the basketball court, the men's hoops team has continued to ride its ups and downs. Last weekend, Kansas defeated Texas 86-67 in the Longhorns' final game in Allen Fieldhouse before heading to the SEC. The game brought many big highlights, including the best dunk I have ever seen in person. Nick Timberlake has brought the house down, and this was his best game this season. On Tuesday night, the Jayhawks' 19-game home winning streak came to an end when BYU beat Kansas 76-68. Now the Jayhawks hope to bounce back. Both the men's and women's teams have 1 game left in the mecca of college basketball. KUJH's Millie Favela is at Allen Fieldhouse to preview what's next to come.
Both teams are inching towards their final home games of the season, and this could mean the end of some seniors playing here at Allen Fieldhouse. The women's team will take on 20th ranked Oklahoma Sooners and honor some of their beloved seniors such as Tiana Jackson and Holly Kerskeeter. The men's team will face their in-state rivals, the Kansas State Wildcats, and hope to add another win to their 41st consecutive senior night wins. The women's team will play at 2 p.m. on Saturday, and the men's team will play at 8 on Tuesday. Back to you, Carson.
Thanks, Millie. I'm looking forward to see the seniors go out on top in a couple huge games. Marie Hamilton had the chance to go to the Illinois Club Relays in Champaign-Urbana, Illinois last weekend. The track and field event featured KU's own running club alongside much competition from around the country.
KU's running club hit the road to Champaign-Urbana, Illinois at the weekend to compete at the University of Illinois Club Relays. The club, which is open to all KU students no matter their running ability, tripled their number of points from last year to 9. This saw them finish a respectable 11th with some of the top running clubs in the country, such as Wisconsin and the University of Illinois on their home turf, also competing. Some of the events that teams were competing in included shot put, 1 mile and 60 metre dash. In one of the 60 metre dash heats, Everyone, apart from a Cincinnati representative, were KU Running Club members. I spoke to KU Running Club member Nick Moran about his prospects in the race and what he hoped to achieve at the relays. Moran's last event of the day, the 4x400 metre relay, saw one KU team carry a whole canoe around the track while his own team kept their promise by dressing up as chefs. A fun time was had by all participants from Champaign-Urbana and Murray Hamilton.
Thanks, Murray. It looked like everyone had a fun time at the relays. Tonight, the border war between Missouri and Kansas returns, but this time on the ice. The Jayhawks are coming into this game with vengeance following their blowout loss last February to the Tigers. The game is taking place in Independence, Missouri at Cable Dahmer Arena at 7 p.m. Kansas' last victory against Mizzou came in 2022, giving the Jayhawks even more motivation to turn it around tonight. To watch the game live, head to jayhawkhockey.com at 7 p.m. Coming up after the break, see how elementary students learn more about the circus. Stay with us.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back to KUJH News. It was a lesson in fun for some Topeka Elementary students last Friday.
That's right, those kids went to circus school, courtesy of the Arab Shrine and Hamid Circus. I had the chance to go out and see what circus school is all about. The Stormont Vale Event Center turned into the big top for a day as the Arab Shrine and Hamid Circus hosted their annual circus school. Kids from the Auburn, Washburn, Rossville, and Silver Lake school districts were invited. They host this annual event to allow the kids to see some of the acts as well as teach them some of the history of the circus.
We try inviting kids from the area coming in to see a little bit of what happens with the circus. It's called the circus school. Just getting them acclimated to what we do and what's going on.
The kids had the opportunity to see acts like the Human Cannonball, the Circus Elephants, and more. Some of those involved with the circus say bringing the children joy is their favorite part.
Well, to be truthful, my favorite part is seeing the smiles on the kids' faces and seeing them in awe at some of the acts.
After all the performances, the kids were treated to lunch where they had the opportunity to meet and take pictures with some of the performers. The circus went on to perform 6 shows over the weekend for the public. The Arab Shriners operate 20 hospitals for children where all care and services are provided regardless of a family's ability to pay or their insurance status. Well, Emily, I sure had a ton of fun covering the circus. Have you ever been?
You know, unfortunately, Brock, I have not, but I'm going to have to catch them the next time they come in town.
Speaking of the circus, the weather has been really clowning around this week. Ashton is here to give us our final weather update.
And we are taking one more look at our final forecast for us. Temperatures today are in the 50s, and then we are quickly climbing our temperatures into the 70s for Saturday, even 80s for some of us there on Sunday. And then we are cooling off quickly back into the 60s heading into next week, starting Monday off at 65 degrees, giving us our next chance of precipitation on Wednesday at 20% chance of precipitation. Overall, though, temperatures this week are going to be gorgeous, so get out and enjoy those nice weekend temperatures.
Thanks for giving us a look ahead of what to expect this week weather-wise, Ashton.
With midterm season approaching, coffee shops are filling up and some of them are limiting Wi-Fi access. Renima Lazmi asked people what their favorite coffee shop is in Lawrence. Let's take a look.
Thanks for that, Raneem. Emily, what's your favorite coffee place in town?
You know, I'm not a huge coffee person, but I've actually studied at 1900 Barker before, and I love the atmosphere, and their lemonade was pretty good too.
Personally, I just drink my coffee black, but I do enjoy a nice latte from McLean's from time to time.
Well, that's all we have for you today. Make sure to tune in next week for more on Narcan, KU Sports, and Ashton will be back with the weather.
Keep up to date with KUJH on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as visiting our website at tv.ku.edu. I'm Brock Niemeyer.
And I'm Emily Sutter, signing off.